this Montana Human Rights Action Network came out with this report. I know you've had a chance to look over it, maybe read the whole thing, but what was your reaction when you heard about it, when you saw it, when you had a chance to look at it?
My reaction was kind of, at first, I didn't really understand why they would write such an article about me and paint me in a light that I'm an extremist. That was, I thought, really interesting that they used those terms. Nothing about me is extreme as far as that goes. I do believe the Constitution. I do stand up for it. That's never wavered. In 2018, when I initially ran for sheriff, I held those values and was very transparent about them. I stood on my porch at my house every Sunday and did a constitutional live video. So I've never been at all, this isn't a new thing. This isn't something that just rose up recently. This is something that I've been beholden to my entire life in law enforcement, and particularly in my time as sheriff. So I thought it was kind of interesting that it came to light, and the timing was interesting of when it came to light. And some of the things in there I thought were interesting as they tried to connect me to radical movements such as white national movement, basically giving racial innuendos towards me, which I thought, I'm not racist, never been racist, can't stand racism, can't tolerate it, have zero patience for it. And for them to try to say that because I believe in the Constitution now, I have racist tendencies. They even use the term anti-Semitic, that I don't like Jewish people or something like that, which I think is absurd. So I thought they jumped to a lot of conclusions that were inappropriate and unnecessary.
Okay. I know you've used the term constitutional sheriff, and they, MRHRAN, like you said, they equate that with the white nationalist movement. To you, what does the term constitutional sheriff mean?
Well, it means my oath. I solemnly swore to protect the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the state of Montana, and discharge the 12 duties of the office of the sheriff. That's what I did. And I did it with fidelity, and I did it before God. That's exactly what the oath says. So I take it seriously. Every sheriff takes it seriously. I'm not unique. There's 55 other sheriffs in Montana who take it just as seriously as I do. I think the fact that I'm transparent and that I'm out in the public more, and that I'm willing to call it what it is. I speak the truth, and I speak the truth often. And I'm not afraid to do that. And I think it's just because I've been more transparent, I've been out in front of the camera more, it drew more attention to the issue. But the simple fact of the matter is that if it's something that I believe, that if there's a cause out there and I believe that it fits with the Constitution, I support it. And I believe that is my role as sheriff.
They also, in this report, kind of tie you, say that you have some affiliations with some of these figures from some of these groups. For instance, Richard Mack. They refer to him as a militia figure. He's part of the Constitutional Sheriff's Peace Officers Association. What do you know about Richard Mack, and what are your impressions of him, I guess?
I just look at him as another sheriff out there. He has a association. There's some interesting stuff on there that I read about and learn about, but I don't know. I just look at him as another former sheriff in the country. I don't think of him as anything remarkable or anything to that effect. I think he's just a person out there who believed in the Constitution and fought for it as a sheriff. I don't really am beholden to his style. I have my own style and I have my own way to do things. And so I just, look at him as another person out there that used to serve as a sheriff.
Okay. And what about Mark Lamb, Protect America Now? I don't know if you've met him or talked to him, but what's your thoughts about him?
Yeah, Sheriff Lamb is a sheriff on the southern border. We support our southern border sheriffs. They're having a very difficult time right now with a lot of issues that deal with immigration and the lack thereof work by the federal government on the southern border. And I listen to he has a group called Protect America Now, and I listen in on what they're talking about, what's happening at the southern border, because it's having a ripple effect up here and what we're dealing with. So it's important for me as a sheriff that I understand those things.
Yeah, when people hear about the southern border, I think a lot of people think that's thousands of miles away. Why should we worry about that in Montana? But is it because of the drugs that are filtering their way up here, I guess?
Exactly. And what's happening now is our southern border is very porous, and people are allowed to move across it at free will. And what's happening is, particularly fentanyl is our king drug now. It's overtaken methamphetamine in the state of Montana. And the pills that sell for $5 $5 a pill in the southern border sell for 40 in Great Falls. They sell for over 100 on our Indian reservations nearby. So supply and demand, the cartels have a very big reason to want to bring drugs up here because they make a lot more money. So I'm paying attention to those issues. That's my job. That's public safety 101. I'm absolutely paying attention to what's going on down there.
Okay. This report is also critical of your endorsement by the Montana Shooting Sports Association, which they say has ties to a group that was part of the January 6th, 2021 incident at the U.S. Capitol. Talk about your affiliation with Montana Shooting Sports and.
My affiliation is I'm a member of their association, and they endorsed me. They endorsed me because of my pro-Second Amendment views, because I do believe that it is the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and it should not ever be infringed. And I've made no bones about it. There's no secret about it. And they've endorsed me because of I fight for gun rights. But I fight for all constitutional rights, not just gun rights. But that happens to be one in particular to Cascade County citizens is extremely important. As to the question about connections to January 6th, people at January 6th, I have no knowledge of any connections between that organization and people that were involved in the January 6th event.
Okay. And then they also talk about your connection with Jordan Hall, the pastor from Sydney. What if any, relationship do you have with him?
I have no connection with Jordan Hall. I was simply in a picture or two with him. Jordan Hall has a media outlet called the Montana Daily Gazette. I met him on 2 different occasions. He asked to take a picture with me. I took a picture with him. I take a picture with a lot of people. I don't have a significant relationship with Jordan Hall whatsoever. I think it's interesting that they want to tie me to him, and I think it's just a way to maybe give the impression that I'm more extreme than I am. And I think that's really their intent, is to paint me as an extremist.
Okay. And then they're also critical of you distributing constitutional material in schools. Can you tell me about that part of your, your involvement doing that? Is that something that you have done or your deputies have done?
Absolutely. We feel that it's really important that our children in our schools are taught Constitution. And our school resource officer was based on it. And our rural schools have embraced that. And they enjoy it. And it was kind of interesting because after we started the program, our state legislature mandated it in our schools, that you say the Pledge of Allegiance and that you teach the Constitution. So our deputy, who works as school resource officer in our school, helps take on that role and helps teach that Constitution in the school, so that there's some foundation there. It's important that we don't forget that. It's important that we understand what it means, and it's basic civics.
Okay. They also talk about, some of you being the target, of this report, kind of stemmed out of some events that happened during the pandemic. And I know that there was a signed letter that you yourself signed with other sheriffs that says law officers don't have to enforce public health ordinances mandated by the governor.
Well, first of all, these were mandates. They weren't laws. Okay. Nowhere if you go read the duties of the office of the sheriff, it does not say in there, I will uphold all mandates. That's never spoken of one time in the duties of the office of the sheriff. So we as sheriffs did our best to follow as much as we could of the mandates. But it was in direct conflict with people's individual rights and their civil liberties as people. And we had to balance that, because if you notice, the priority of orders in our oath goes, we will protect the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the State of Montana, and discharge the duties of our office. Well, we're not going to, if the discharging the duty of our office is a direct conflict with the Constitution, that's when sheriffs have to back up and go, wait a second, where does common sense play? And I'm a common sense person, and most sheriffs are. And so we had to interject common sense into these mandates, because these mandates didn't have much common sense in them. So we had to be very careful and deliberate in that, because yes, they were mandates, but the mandates cannot supersede our our federal or state constitution. They can't. So we had to be very cognizant with that and be very, deliberate about how we did things. And, all of us sheriffs agreed. Myself and the other 55 sheriffs agreed that they were overreaching and violated people's civil liberties.
Okay. And then the report is also critical of your activity in Helena during the recent legislature, 2021 legislature. And some of the, first of all, he says that on a podcast you kind of said, I don't know if it was maybe jokingly, that you spent more time at the Capitol than, I don't know if it was that exact words, but you spent more time at the Capitol than you, when you should be handling your day-to-day duties here. You spent so much time at the Capitol.
No, I did not say that.
Okay.
But what I did say is I do spend a lot of time at doing that. And I think that's an important job as a sheriff. I'll talk about some things that I worked on.
Sure.
I felt really passionate about in the first legislation in 2019 about Jessica's Law, a law that held offenders accountable who perpetrated on children under 12, that they get a possible life sentence in prison. That had been taken away. I fought to get that back. And eventually Governor Bullock did sign that, and that became law. That's something that I fought for, that I felt deeply passionate about. I fought for a lot of children's bills that help protect kids in Montana. I had to fight against some goofy bills that were pretty outrageous and would have put children in danger. I felt really passionate about that, so I went down there and I fought for those. I also fought for a bill, Senate Bill 67 and House Bill 144, I believe it was, which took the sheriff is guilty of a misdemeanor and could be removed from office for not doing what the health officer said. I thought that bill was ridiculous. I thought that there was no reason that a person not elected to office should have that type of authority over a law enforcement official or an elected official. So we worked hard, but here's the thing. We had the will of the people. These bills don't pass without a representative form of government. The legislature is the biggest body of our government intentionally because it represents the people. And these bills passed by a large margin. But I went down and fought for those because those are the right things to do. The thing about believing in the people and believing in the Constitution is that you believe that the people have the power. I don't believe that I have the power. I believe the citizens have the power. And I think that's the critical thing and the critical difference.
Okay. And then a couple other bills that they highlight in the report, House Bill 258, which talks about enforcing federal firearms laws, and you spoke out in support of that, correct?
So I want to be clear about this. It didn't talk about not supporting federal firearms laws. It said to not enforce federal gun control. Okay. And what it said was after January of 2021, local law enforcement could no longer enforce federal gun control. And it was a good bill. It was a good law. Our people in Montana, the majority of our people don't want that. They think the Second Amendment is important, and they believe in it. And I stand, again, with the majority of the people of Cascade County who I represent, and I did. I testified in favor of that bill, and I said, this is a smart bill. This is a good bill. We need to protect our Constitution, and the Second Amendment is one of the key ones.
Okay. And then House Bill 102, the carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, you spoke out in favor of that one too.
Absolutely.
Another one that they were critical of.
Absolutely. The citizens of Cascade County wanted that bill. And here's the thing. The thing we need to remember about constitutional rights is they're inalienable. They're not given to us by government. They're given to us by God. And it's important that as a representative of the people, okay, a person who represents what the people want, it's my job to protect those. And that's what the people want. They want their rights protected. They want their individual liberties protected.
Okay. So I asked Travis McAdam if the timing of this report was meant to coincide with the upcoming election. And he said no. He said that they would have issued this report whether it was an election year or not. Do you think that they sent this out intentionally this close to an election to try to sway voters? Absolutely.
It came out the day mail-order ballots went out. There's no coincidence here. There's no secret here. This is the part, though, I don't understand. This is the part that I get frustrated with, is I want the citizens of our community to be the ones in power, not government. I believe in limited government. I believe we can only govern our citizens as much as they will allow. So I think I don't understand why they come at me with this type of language and this type of information. There's some things that are occurring with the federal government that are far overreaching, and they're getting to a critical point, and our citizens are tired of it. And they talk to me on a day-to-day basis. The one thing that I have that this Travis guy doesn't have is that I'm out talking to my citizens all the time. A good example of that was when the U.S. Attorney General issued the issued the directive that the FBI will investigate our school boards and go to our school boards if necessary and conduct investigations on our citizens. Our citizens did not like that. And myself, the county attorney, and the chief of police issued a letter that, no, we will handle that. We will handle threats and things that happen in our school board at a local level. That's the appropriate thing. Law enforcement needs to be handled at the local level. And the reason the Office of the Sheriff is so important and so critical, and I'm so passionate about it, it's the only law enforcement official in America that's elected by the people. Mm-hmm. They are my boss. They have total direction over me. And so I think that's the critical thing. When we start getting into appointed officials in government, we get further and further away from the people, and there's less accountability. And I think that's a critical thing that the citizens want. They want to be able to hold their elected officials accountable.
Okay. Are there any other things in that report that you want to talk about, or maybe I didn't touch on, or that kind of jumped out at you?
Yeah, I mean, just because I'm for limited government and because I believe that the citizens are my boss and that I believe in the Constitution does not mean in any way, shape, or form that I'm a racist. And it kind of frustrates me. This is what we go to when we don't agree with someone's political position. When we don't agree, there's a segment of people in our society who tend to say, you're now a racist because you don't believe. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And I think that it's kind of disgusting that people would actually say that about a person when they know nothing about the individual and how they feel about those types of issues. I'm for limited government. I'm for smaller government. Government is involved in too many things as it is already. And pro-militia. I'm not pro-militia in the sense that they're trying to, paint me as. I'm pro-people, the people, and I believe the people of the government. And maybe that's where they make that connection there. I don't think in the term that they're trying to describe it, they are correct. I think they're highly inaccurate in how they think and feel. And the other thing is this group calls themselves the Montana Human Rights Action Network. Well, if you care about the Constitution and you really believe in what it believes, it's actually the people's consent to be governed, which is protecting all of their human rights. It's protecting your freedom of speech. It's protecting your right to redress against government. It's protecting your right to assemble. It's protecting unlawful searches and seizures. Your Fifth Amendment rights, right not to self-incriminate yourself. I could go on and on and on. So if anybody stands up for human rights, it's me. I believe in human rights more than anybody. But I think it's the difference, though, is that I believe in the individual liberties of people. That the right of the individual is what our founding fathers intended.
Okay. I know you didn't want to talk about the political party switch, but I wanted to ask you a question that I asked Travis. Do you think, as sheriff, even though you now run as a Republican, can people who are Democrats feel confident that you're protecting their rights as much as anybody?
Absolutely, because I'm beholden to the Constitution. And it didn't know any political parties when it was written like we perceive things today. And furthermore, and this is what probably most important thing that I could say, look at my political values and my political beliefs in 2018 and look at them now. They're no different. Mm-hmm. Nothing has changed. Not one word of it has changed. So I think that I've proven that I can remain consistent in my values and beliefs regardless of any of that.